Welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basile. Joe Biden's summer of rage kicked off with two divisive speeches that highlighted the dangerous core tenets of the far left's electoral strategy and governing philosophy. Rather than uniting America's caustic political divisions, Mr. Biden has been an outright adversary to American unity during his time in the White House. There's a reason for that. This is what the president told the Morehouse College commencement last week.
You start a college just as George Floyd was murdered, and there was a reckoning on race. It's natural to wonder if democracy you hear about actually works for you. What is democracy? If black men are being killed in the street, what is democracy? You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot. And most of all, what does it mean, as we've heard before, to be a black man who loves his country, even if it doesn't love him back in equal measure?
All right. Leave aside the fact that according to the FBI data, 89.3% of black men are killed by other black men or non-white perpetrators in this country. And leave aside as well his misinformation about voting rights and all the other issues in the speech. It was a speech that had one purpose. It was a speech that made it clear that the president and his party desire young blacks to hate this country. Didn't stop there. Then he went to the NAACP dinner in Detroit, and the president doubled down on controversial discriminatory DEI policies as being, quote, a core strength of America. He also compared Trump voters to segregationists. 20th century political philosopher Orel Kolnai famously called National Socialism a, quote, backward leap across the ages. His most famous writing, War Against the West, was intent on alerting powers like the United States about the impending assault from Hitler against Western humanism and democracy. Kolnai saw how what he called the religion of race was used to justify totalitarianism. Kolnai also believed correctly that the utopian messaging, like we often hear from today's Democrats, is the underpinning of that totalitarianism. Kolnai said about the dangers he saw rising in 1930s Germany, quote, there is no being oneself, only being for one another or against one another. In their recent book, Wisdom of Our Ancestors, authors Graham James McAleer and Alexander Rosenthal Pubel explain Nazism through Kolnai's interpretation as reducing, quote, persons to elemental forces, ridding them of will, thought, and autonomy. Of course, therefore, agency. That is essentially what makes each individual unique and therefore powerful in a free society. It is undeniable that fascism and socialism seek to deaden those aspects of our humanity. Democrats today use the religion of race differently, of course, than National Socialists of a century ago. Leftism in this country is primarily still driven by wealthy white elites. The division created by leaders like Mr. Biden is intended to help expand state domination over people of color rather than drive racial purity. Happens to be about purity of thought more than anything else. The twin obsessions of the left that have reinforced each other over the last 5 decades, namely race and welfare, folks, are incompatible with constitutionalism, morality, and liberty. And too many Democrats have already acquiesced to this dangerous shift in tone driven by their party elites and their biggest donors. Like Marx's attempts at a total upending of societal norms and a rejection of Judeo-Christian moral principles, or even President Obama's charge that we, quote, begin again the remaking of America, Kolnai suggests that this religion of race is behind a total reversal of the pluralism that we enjoy and that underpins our country. It is destructive to liberty and democratic society, but it's also a form of tyranny that could end up subjugating racial minorities or religious groups. Racial minorities are already being subjugated by the left through welfare and public housing and other government programming. Democrats have now ensnared millions of illegal immigrants in this control scheme. For religious and political groups, the increasingly evident two-tier justice system, militant cancel culture, and government regulations that strip away religious liberty protections are the principal vehicles to exact compliance. Folks, Mr. Biden's rhetoric, it's not the ramblings of an old man. The people who are writing these speeches know what they are doing. The roots of this rhetoric are tied to some of the worst attempts to control humanity and the most dangerous political ideologies the minds of men have ever conceived. As polls show that blacks and Latinos are showing greater independence from Democrats, expect that the religion of race will be preached at greater volume between now and November. Will there be another incident this summer that will allow the left's professional protester ecosystem to foment rage and riot as they did in 2020? Will we see a rise of the next BLM from the Marxist funders of the Democratic Party? No one can say, of course. But it remains a dangerous moment for our nation. And the president is more than willing to stoke the flames.